Hold on a second. Do you want to disable anarcho-liberals in the game? So I at first was against it, but I was playing this mod and I started doing it, and I kind of like it. So, I don't know. I think we should disable them. So I've never done this in multiplayer, so if I hit this button, I assume that will disable it for everybody. So we're gonna see. We're gonna learn. If you go to decisions, right, it looks overwhelming, but it's actually not. The only thing you can really do is you can choose a trade policy, and then the only trade policy that you can adopt right now is mercantilism, so it gives you a little efficiency buff. And all the other shit is just leave it alone. Yeah, just leave it the way it is, and it should be fine.
Excuse me again for a few minutes.
Yeah.
So I just realised I cleaned my cat, so she's no longer got vomit on her or in her buster collar, but I'm to actually clean the vomit off the floor. I'll be right back.
I see.
Fucking cat. I love her to bits, but she's a pain in the arse sometimes.
Yeah, that sounds like a cat.
Yeah, I'm just looking down the, So I've got a load of government decisions.
Yeah, so of those, yeah, most of them I don't think you can do. like enslave the serfs, you have to be like Russia. So I haven't played as Russia, so I can't comment on that one. The others, you
Create
have
Yugoslavia. That's
the,
definitely one that I need
yeah.
up here.
There is a cool one, which I don't think you can do as the French. If you're absolutist monarchy, you can basically like sack all of your politicians and appoint whatever party you want. So there is kind of an incentive to be an absolute monarchy, because you can kind of tweak your laws using that the way you want, which is cool.
Okay. Alright.
Yeah, it's just leaving B for now. It's fine. And then most of those go away once we go past the first day. Alright, you ready?
Yep. Shall I pause it?
Yeah.
How does core generation work in this? Is it possible?
It's vanilla enhanced, so I assume it's the same as vanilla. So you just need national imperialism, and then just a border core, or it needs to be like majority your culture. I assume that's how it works. Can we do speed 3? Or are we gonna lag? Okay. Yeah, I don't think I can form until kind of later as these guys. He's like hard, what's it called? Like, qualified the NGF for like a certain tech level. Don't have enough money for your project? Well, that's fine. That's why the government is here. To use the taxpayers' money to assist you. Brilliant. There we go. Everything's fine now.
Also, I get a thing where it gives me like plus 200% assimilation, but I lose all of my accepted cultures. That doesn't seem great.
Which one is that? What do you... Explain it, because it's new to me.
It's a special French decision,
Yeah.
it's not a general.
Yeah, so he's added a lot of
called,
those, so you have to decide. Yeah, so explain what it is. It sounds...
French language schooling. I lose all my accepted cultures, but I get plus 200% assimilation. Brittany loses all of its cores. I just
Right.
I don't know why I would do that though.
Well, then you would assimilate it. They wouldn't be Britain anymore. They would be French.
I know, but if they are an accepted culture anyway, then...
But then right, follow my logic. You just said the assimilation applies to everything.
I guess if I had massive numbers of,
If you had a huge fucking colonial empire, it'd be unbelievable.
Is it possible to, sphere Switzerland with their neutrality modifier?
I don't know. Oh, do they have a neutrality modifier?
Yeah, if you ally them, it immediately breaks the alliance because they have a special modifier that makes them neutral.
I don't see any, what's it called?
You can't. Go on, ally. Go ahead and ally Switzerland, that it will immediately break because Switzerland has a modifier that breaks all of the alliances and all the military access stuff that they give out.
Well, it should have that.
But no, it's good. I don't know if I can sphere them though.
Well, if you look where the influence thing is, you can, yeah.
Yeah, but will they immediately pop out and?
Well,
screw it.
so you've already answered. You can't ally. He won't be your military ally. In other words, you've just answered that question, right? But you could add him to your economic, like, bubble or whatever. Your common market, I assume. Or maybe there's a decision where he breaks out a sphere. I don't fucking know. It's only one way to find out.
You now. I was playing this multiplayer, not this mod. It was this mod, but they
Yep.
They had changed the
What had they changed to?
It was this mod, but they changed the what's it called? The colonial events, so that you didn't get the railroading colonial events. Can we just go to speed 2 for a second? Sorry.
Yep.
Thanks. I'm just going to fight a little war.
Why? What railroading is there?
So in this mod, when the scramble for Africa begins, there's a big event that simulates the Berlin Conference, and Belgium gets given the Congo.
Yep.
So the mod I was playing, it made it so that instead of Belgium always getting the Congo, it went to a secondary power in Europe. Right, so it could go to Belgium, or it could go to, say, Sardinia, Piedmont, if that was still a secondary power, or the Netherlands, or Spain, you know, whoever was a secondary power in Europe.
Very reasonable. Is that the only thing it does?
It changes, there's a lot of events in this mod that automatically give land to the colonizing powers, so Germany gets, like Rift Valley, they get like Tanzania, and France gets like Equatorial Guinea and stuff.
I gotcha. I see. That makes sense.
Yeah, but it was this. Basically, it was this same mod.
Yeah, I just went through it once, so I probably, like, I didn't even notice any of that shit, most likely.
That's basically the only change, though. It just makes it so that the Congo doesn't automatically get given to Belgium, and the European colonizers don't automatically get big chunks of Africa without colonizing them. I mean, it doesn't give them everything, but it gives Germany, it gives them, like Zanzibar, I think is what the state is called. And it gives France, Gabon, and so on and so forth.
Oh yeah, so pop growth, well, you know already. So he's moved it to medicine, inorganic, and electricity, and then he's cut healthcare in half. So you only get half the pop growth out of healthcare now.
Gotcha.
Oh, Russia's #1, strongest army in the world. That's funny. Yeah, that makes sense. It should be. Qing Empire apparently does not have much of an army. Well, they have some weird penalty, I guess.
In that Vicky game, you know, I was playing the United States.
Yeah.
And I messed up. I went bankrupt.
Right.
Because I had this event that was either I lose 1 life rating in Montana, or I had to spend £10,000 and it sent me bankrupt. But it actually worked out really great because the bankruptcy led to me having Jacobin rebels. Jacobin rebels took over, and they abolished slavery for me.
Nice. That's awesome.
It's about 1854. I've still got the slavery debate modifier, but I don't have slavery.
Right.
So I think the Civil War's still going to fire, but it's better for me economically because I don't have the slaves anywhere. best thing was that after slavery was abolished by the Jacobins, I had rebels. Not rebels, I had like a rebellion forming. Where you can see in the politics tab the movements.
Yep.
And the movement that had the most supporters was they wanted to have slavery back, and most of the supporters were African Americans. And the people in the game, they're like, oh, maybe people in game, they're like, oh, maybe they are for slavery, but they want like reverse slavery, right? They want the whites to be enslaved.
Lord have mercy.
We had an Austrian player, and he sent his whole army to Thailand because he wanted a colonial empire in Southeast Asia.
How did that work out?
And well, first his navy sank because it was, a million miles away from the Adriatic.
That would make sense.
And his navy sank with about 30,000 soldiers on board. And then he walked the rest of his army. He walked the rest of his army through Russia, and then he walked it through British India, who's a player, right? The East India Company. And then he managed to ship it with like one transport ship to the East India provinces in, the ones in the southeast corner of Burma. So he eventually built up an army after about 5 years, and he managed to take over Thailand. And he like all in all, it cost him about 300,000 soldiers. And then Russia invaded and broke him, and he lost Hungary and Croatia and Galicia.
Nice.
And we were just kind of like, well, you sent your whole army to go and die in Vietnam. What did you think was going to happen? Russia wasn't just going to sit there and go, well, okay, he's It was kind of shitty. Calabar, what the hell's that?
It's in Nigeria. The Calabarians.
You go for the Bank of Africa. Oh no, that's it. He'd finished off Thailand, and he had a big chunk of Thailand.
Yeah.
And what he was doing when Russia invaded was he was trying to take Dahomey in West Africa.
Because in this mod, Austria gets what's it called, like the Hungarian Revolution, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, that was what happened.
Isn't that an existential threat to the Empire's existence? Like, what, like... Right?
I think so, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You think so, yeah. Oh yeah, so what he was doing at the time was he was fighting Dahomey. He'd taken over, I think, Oyo, and he was trying to take over Dahomey, and he got his army beaten by Dahomey. And he had like 2/3 of his army in Africa trying to take over Dahomey when Russia attacked him.
Well, it sounds like all this makes perfect sense.
And then in that EU4 game, when I was playing this evening, I'm playing Portugal, right? But you know how my thing lately is I'm playing pirates.
Right.
Well, I managed to... I sold all of mainland Portugal to Aragon. And then so I've basically got the Canaries and Madeira and the Azores, and I became a pirate republic. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I like how you like abandoned us just like randomly and like joined that game instead.
Well, you never resume games, and they do.
We did resume it. We did resume it without you, actually.
Ah, I'm sorry.
No, you're not. You don't give a shit. That's why you did it. It's why you did it. But it's fine. So one negative about this mod is I think it limits the amount of soldiers you can get from your colonial nations, which is kind of shit.
Mhm.
So from the beginning, you're limited to like only 1%. Then once you pass Reform Colonial Army, it goes up to 2%, which is still pretty fucking shit, if you ask me. So in vanilla you would go up to 5%, so I don't know why he did that. But yeah, just be aware of the change. I haven't futzed with it. Maybe it is possible to go up to 5, but when I was playing as Greece, I went up to 1900, and 2% seemed to be the cap.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I like that he adds all these little primitives around. I think that's cool. Madagascar is fucking great. It's 500,000 people there.
Mm.
I don't know if that's railroaded to go to France or not in this mod, but yeah, it's really good. Can you do 3 speed?
Sure.
Bismarck hated colonialism. He thought it was dumb. He was a great man. Commander of this army is Frederick William IV, which I think was the king at this point in time. So, okay, the King of Prussia is leading the charge into Calabar. Wonderful. Wow, Austria's got a really big population in this mod.
Hmm.
36 million. It's pretty cool. It's bigger than the French. Fool tried to influence Luxembourg. Won't be seeing French diplomats here again. How does it feel, Sid, to be expelled in Luxembourg?
Pretty sure I had more influence than you, so we should have been watching it.
45,000 people in Luxembourg will never have to suffer under French oppression ever again. Where you play as Prussia, it always feels like it's like, oh, it's the biggest sphere of influence in the world. Where all these little fucking shit states where 100 people live. It's really funny. Have you ever seen a Prussia that's fallen off the Great Power list and has to manually sphere every one of the little OPMs all over again? It's not a good time.
It's not pretty.
It's not a fun thing at all. Russia always fucks with Austria uh, over Krakow. Just waste all their fucking influence trying to just keep little fucking Krakow. Oh, does this mod let him annex Krakow? Or no? Like for free?
No idea.
That's one of those goofy oversights in vanilla, right? Because to annex Krakow is 22 infamy. Sid, I completely trust you to do the right thing, but I just want you to know I've been following your influence, that's all.
What do you mean?
Not that you would ever use your influence to annoy me,
Hmm.
but just in case.
No, yeah, he's really killed off the emigration. I mean, America's not getting any immigrants at all.
It's just because it's early.
Immigrants, rather.
Yeah, it's just because it's early, that's all. Picks up later on. There is a reform you can pass to not let anybody leave your country,
I know.
which is pretty good.
Does the National Bank actually function in this mod, or is it still...
No, I don't. I think that's hard. What's it called? Like part of the code of the game that it doesn't function properly. I mean, if it did work, I'd be like, holy shit, that's amazing. Yeah, because you're supposed to pay your pops, right? When we pay the interest, but you don't. It just gets destroyed, so there's no reason to go into debt to help them, to help your investors out, to pay off their T-bills. A instantly discovered. I like that. Of course. 14 infinity. Of course. It is the French. Oh my god, I can't be fucked to micromanage all these little influence wars with Austria. It's so annoying.
Mm,
Oh, so you just wait until 1848 and then Austria uh like has a revolution? Isn't that the perfect time
mhm.
to fuck with him? Out of sync.
Okay, I'll take a save and rehost.
Okay.
Game's up.
like that the USCA breaks apart. I think that's a good change.
Gonna unpause it now.
Yep. Yeah, it's funny, it always shows you like the host's like menu, like preferences, like you turn the 3 on the bottom left off. It's just interesting.
They're a pain. I don't need to know that I'm building 50 railroads, do I?
Oh, you don't?
No. Oh wait, were you being sarcastic?
Such vital information.
Say again?
Such vital information. Oh, I don't have enough money. So used to just having infinite money from vanilla. Let's fix that. I was like, why isn't this factory being built?